By the time Phase 1 truly took hold, the chaos no longer felt chaotic, not because it slowed down, but because it became predictable. Every day started the same way. Lights on, immediate movement, no hesitation. There was no transition from sleep to awake. You were expected to be ready the moment your eyes opened. Fire watch ended, responsibility passed, and the platoon moved as one. If something was wrong, someone would answer for it. Usually, everyone. Phase 1 wasn't about becoming a Marine yet. It was about proving you could meet the baseline standard. Early in Phase 1 came the initial strength test. No buildup, no speeches, just execution. Pull-ups, crunches, the run. This wasn't about setting records, it was about qualifying. Meeting the standard meant you stayed. Failing meant attention, immediate and serious. You learned quickly that preparation didn't start at boot camp. It started long before you ever arrived. Physical training followed daily. Running, calisthenics, conditioning, not extreme, relentless. Drill instructors watched everything, not just who was strong, but who followed instructions exactly, who maintained discipline when exhausted, who didn't mentally quit when their body wanted to. Phase 1 wasn't trying to make you fast, it was making you consistent. Then came drill, hours of it, standing on line, learning how to stand at attention without shifting, how to go to parade rest correctly, facing movements, marking time, stepping off, halting, every movement broken down, every mistake corrected. Drill wasn't ceremonial, it was discipline training. You didn't move when you felt ready, you moved when told. Precision mattered more than speed. And then came the rifles, not for shooting, for control. We were issued rifles and immediately taught manual of arms. This was what everyone called popping sticks. Standing on line, rifle in hand, order arms, port arms, present arms, inspection arms, right shoulder arms, left shoulder arms. The movements were sharp. The sound of rifles moving together echoed through the squad bay and drill pads. One rifle out of sync stood out immediately. Corrections were instant. This wasn't about looking good. It was about respect for the weapon and discipline under pressure. You learned quickly that the rifle didn't make you disciplined. Discipline made you worthy of the rifle. Close order drill continued, with rifles now part of everything. Marching, facing movements, halting. Spacing mattered more. Timing mattered more. One mistake affected everyone. That wasn't punishment. That was conditioning. Because Marines don't operate individually. They operate as units. Alongside the physical demands came the mental ones. Classes began. Marine Corps knowledge, rank structure, general orders, customs and courtesies, terminology, history. We learned where the Marine Corps came from, why traditions existed, why standards never changed. Knowledge wasn't learned quietly. It was tested constantly, online, during movement, while tired. A wrong answer meant immediate correction. Knowing the material wasn't optional, Marines are expected to understand the organization they represent. MCMAP was introduced, the Marine Corps Martial Arts Program. Not fighting, foundation, balance, controlled movements, basic strikes, learning how to fall. MCMAP emphasized something. Phase 1 reinforced everywhere else. Control. Control of your body. Control of your aggression. Control of your response. Inspections never stopped. Gear laid out exactly. Same order, same spacing. Every item told a story. A mistake by one affected everyone. That wasn't about embarrassment. It was about accountability. The Marine Corps doesn't function on individual effort. It functions on collective responsibility. The heat never left. July in South Carolina meant humidity clung to everything. Uniforms stayed wet. Skin stayed slick. You learned to function anyway. Standards didn't adjust for comfort. Somewhere in the middle of Phase 1, something shifted. Fear faded. Not respect, but fear. Commands became familiar. Corrections became expected. You stopped reacting emotionally and started responding automatically. That was the goal. Phase 1 wasn't about confidence. It was about control. Control of movement, control of voice, control of attention to detail. Effort alone wasn't enough. Trying hard didn't excuse mistakes. Only correct execution mattered. By the end of Phase 1, the platoon moved differently, stood differently, handled rifles differently. Not because we were Marines yet, but because discipline had been enforced long enough to take root. Standing in formation, rifle in hand, listening to instructions about what came next, something became clear. Phase 1 didn't teach us how to fight. It taught us how to be controlled under pressure, and everything that followed would demand exactly that.